What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the JuiceBox, presented by Lock City. It's Wighty here today. Happy Wednesday. Hope everyone's been enjoying the week so far and that you've been cashing out with us, especially with yesterday's slate. The MLB slate went excellent for us yesterday. We swept MLB Best Bets. We swept the NRFI YRFI sheet. There were a couple of rainouts there, but still swept on a little bit of a caveat there. We cashed our JuiceBox Lock of the day. We had a really good day across Lock City yesterday. Today we have episode 122 of the JuiceBox, which is going to be obviously a review of yesterday's MLB slate. Today, honestly, we might skip the review actually on second thought because we do have a ton of games today, including like 3 or 4 doubleheader matchups, and they kick off at noon. So we got a lot to cover here, and games start in about 4 hours. So I'll try and expedite that on second thought for the sake of the flow of today's podcast. So today will be, of course, everything you need to know for MLB action on Wednesday, July 2nd, including, of course, our JuiceBox lock of the day for today. Like I said, Claw brought us the cash again yesterday on the JuiceBox lock. He had the Cubs covering the first 5 innings run line plus half a run. Overall, we are now 53, 34, and 1 overall. We're up a total of 42.36 units, or $4,236 for you $100 bettors, $423.60 for you $10 bettors. But before we get into today's games, just a really quick reminder, of course, you can join our premium tier Discord at whop.com/LockCity. That's WHOP.com/LockCity for only $5 a month. This gets you access to every cheat sheet every day across all active major sports, access to premium picks from all 9 of our pro cappers, and tons of other sport-specific and stat-specific data points on a daily basis to help you become a better sports bettor. That's whop.com/LockCity, WHOP.com/LockCity, only $5 a month. Alrighty, let's hop into today's slate. The one game that we're going to skip kind of covering for today is going to be the Reds and the Red Sox. It was a suspended game from yesterday. The game right now is in like middle of the 4th inning. I think the top of the 4th maybe ended. I have no idea, but either way, we're not gonna cover that one today. There's no point. So the first game that we're going to talk about here is going to be the Athletics and the Rays. Going to kick off at 12:10 p.m. Eastern Time at Steinbrenner Field down in Tampa, Florida. The Athletics have Mitch Spence headed to the mound, right-handed pitcher, not 3 and 2, he's 2 and 3, with an ERA of 3.82 and a 1.30 WHIP. Ryan Pepiot gets the start for the Rays. He's 5 and 6 with a 3.36 ERA and a 1.15 WHIP. I got to lean Rays here. I don't like the price on the money line at minus 225, but I do think the Rays win this game. I like the Rays on the money line. I just don't love the price, but Rays minus 225 I think is a pretty safe parlay piece, I guess. The next one up is going to be the Cardinals and the Pirates. This is going to be at PNC Park in Pittsburgh. Sonny Gray gets the start for the Cardinals, and Mitch Keller gets the start for the Pirates. Sonny Gray is 8 and 2 with a 3.36 ERA and a 1.09 WHIP. Mitch Keller's 2 and 10 because it's the Pirates with a 3.90 ERA and a 1.22 WHIP. I do have to lean St. Louis in this one, obviously. I think Sonny Gray probably holds it down a little bit better. Keller hasn't looked bad, though. His record, you can't hold it against him with it being the Pirates. He's not pitching horrible, and at home, I think he's actually pitching a little bit better. Let's hop into his splits here real quick. I stand corrected. At home, he's got a 4.33 ERA, and on the road, he's got a 3.16 ERA, so slightly better on the road there this season. Let's go Cardinals money line minus 145. I like it. Cardinals first 5 maybe as well, but Cardinals on the money line. I think they get the job done today. Pittsburgh won yesterday. I doubt their ability to string together some consecutive wins here. We're going to go Cardinals on the money line. Next one up is going to be the Pirates and the Phillies, 1:05 p.m. Eastern Time. This is a doubleheader, so this is the first game of the doubleheader. We got Pivetta and Mick Abel. Nick Pivetta has been good on the road this year. He's 8 and 2 overall with a 3.36 ERA and a 1.03 WHIP. When we are looking at his splits, Pivetta on the road. Now he's had a couple of rougher starts, but he's still 2 and 2. His ERA is slid up to 4.5 now. Batters are only hitting 221 off of him off the road, but he got bombed with a couple of home runs there, and he's given up a handful of runs in his last couple starts. His last road start out there against Arizona, he gave up 2 runs. Road start before that against San Francisco, he gave up 5 runs. Prior to that, he was holding it down against Atlanta. He got bombed against Colorado earlier in the season. I'm going to lean Phillies here. Mick Abel, I like Mick Abel, man. He's only 23. He's been playing well. His ERA away has been a lot better than at home in like fairly comparable sample sizes. He's given up 7 home runs at home already. So maybe we're looking at like an over for this game. I'm going to lean Phillies money line, minus 110. But I also don't mind the over 8.5. It's a little risky, but I kind of dig it. Next one up is going to be the Tigers and the Nationals. Also game 1 of a doubleheader. Tigers are going to have Holton, I think, starting for this one. I don't know how many innings he's going to go. Probably just a couple, if that. But Tyler Holton getting the nod for the Tigs. And Trevor Williams getting the nod for the Nats. I want to lean Tigs here. With this being a doubleheader, I think the Nats are going to steal one of them. I lean toward the second one because I got Mackenzie Gore on the bump for the second one. So I want to lean Tigers money line for the first one. I think the Nats probably steal the second one, unfortunately, even though we got Flaherty on the mound. I'm going to go Tigers money line for the first one, minus 175. Don't love it, but we'll lean Tigers. Next one up, 1:10 p.m. Eastern Time. Also game 1 of a doubleheader is going to be the Brewers and the Mets. So it looks like we got 3 doubleheaders today. This is the last one. So we got a handful of games that kick off before and around 1 o'clock, and then nothing else until about 6:15. So this is the last of the matinee games, if you will. So this one here, we got Freddie Peralta getting the nod for the Brewers, and we got Clay Holmes getting the nod for the Mets. Both these pitchers have been excellent this year. Peralta's 8-4 with a 2.90 ERA and a 1.13 WHIP. Clay Holmes is 8-4 as well with a 2.97 ERA and a 1.24 WHIP. I like the NRFI for this one, I'll be honest. Probably in the wheelhouse of like minus 140 because both of these guys have been pretty great. But I do like the NRFI here. First 5, maybe like under 4.5. I think both of these guys probably hold down the opposing lineups. Not a ton in this game that I love in terms of money lines, but I think first 5 innings under 4.5 or the NRFI for this one is nice. I do like both of those lines. Next one up is going to be game 2 of the doubleheader between the Padres and the Phillies, 6:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Obviously still at Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Dylan Cease gets the start for the Padres. He's 3-7 with a 4.53 ERA and a 1.32 WHIP. Chris Sanchez gets a nod for the Phillies, 6-2 with a 2.79 ERA and a 1.16 WHIP. Dylan Cease on the road is not good. He has an ERA of 6.3 on the road. This one here is going to be an obvious Phillies money line lean for me in the second one. Phillies first 5, Phillies whatever you want. I really like the Phillies in the second game. They take care of business. Cease is not good on the road. I think he gets bombed here. Next one up is going to be the Twins and the Marlins, 6:40 p.m. Eastern Time, Lone Depot Park, Miami, Florida. We got Simeon Woods Richardson getting the nod for the Twins. He's a right-handed pitcher, 3-4 with a 4.63 ERA and a 1.39 WHIP. Good old Jansen Junk getting the start for the Marlins. Not old at all. He's 2-0 with a 3.73 ERA and a 1.15 WHIP. This one's tough for me. This is essentially a pick'em. I don't know. I say lay off this game, but like Twins money line, I guess. It's like a slight lean. Marlins won the first game of the series yesterday. I'm going to lean Twins, but like this just looks like a mess to me. I don't like the over. I don't like the under. I don't like either side of the money line. Very skippable game. Next one up is going to be game 2 of the Tigers and the Nationals. Obviously at Nationals Park as well here. We got Jack Flaherty getting a start for the Tigers, like we mentioned, 5-9 with a 4.8 ERA and a 1.23 WHIP, and Mackenzie Gore getting the nod for the Nationals, 3-8 with a 3.09 ERA and a 1.20 WHIP. I think Mackenzie Gore and the Nats get the job done in the second one. Even money on the money line, plus 100. I like that if you want to grab that. I like Mackenzie Gore over 7.5 strikeouts as well. Tigers don't do great against left-handed pitchers. I think Gore probably racks up 9 or 10 even strikeouts against my Tigers this afternoon, unfortunately, or this evening, unfortunately. But I'm going to lean Nationals on the money line for the second game, plus 100, and also Mackenzie Gore over 7.5 strikeouts. Next one up here is going to be the Yankees and the Blue Jays, 7:07 p.m. Eastern Time, Rogers Center, Toronto, Ontario. Will Warren gets a start for the Yankees. He's 5-4 with a 4.37 ERA and a 1.32 WHIP. Jose Berrios gets a start for the Jays. He's 4-3 with a 3.26 ERA and a 1.221 WHIP. Jose Barrios has been bombed in terms of home runs this year. I mean, he has gone 102 innings already, but he's given up 12 home runs. I like the Yankees in this spot. Public is leaning Jays. Matchup predictor on ESPN is leaning Jays. I see a lot of Jays talk out there, but the Jays won the first two of this series. I find it hard to believe that they beat the Yankees 3-1 or better. They very well could, but I got to go Yankees here on the money line minus 125. I think they beat the Jays here and get their first win in Toronto this season. Next one up is going to be the Reds and the Red Sox. Not the game that is being continued on today, but the actual game for today, which is 7:10 p.m. Eastern Time. Nick Martinez gets the start for the Reds, right-handed pitcher, 5-8, 4.12 ERA, 1.16 WHIP, and Brian Belloday for the Red Sox, 3-3 with 3.41 ERA and a 1.44 WHIP. I got to lean Red Sox in this second one for the 7:10 p.m. game. Red Sox minus 135 on the money line. I think they get the job done here. Next one up is going to be the Brewers and the Mets. This is where we are going to find our JuiceBox Lock of the day. This is going to be the second game of the doubleheader. Very important. It's going to be a pitcher prop, so it's hard to mess it up, but nonetheless. We're going to go Jake Mizorowski over 4.5 strikeouts here. This line, 130 right now, which I think is crazy. This is definitely going to slide down, probably 150, 160 range. I would imagine it's probably going to be at over 5.5 by the time that the game rolls around this evening. But right now, this morning at least on Bet365, you can find Jacob Mizorowski over 4.5 strikeouts at minus 130 to minus 135. It's been bouncing around a little bit. It looks like as of right now it's minus 134. But Jake Mizorowski against the Mets, all he needs is 5 strikeouts here. When we're looking at Mizorowski's first 3 starts of his career, he went 5 strikeouts against St. Louis before getting pulled, rolling his ankle. He went 6 strikeouts against Minnesota. He went 8 strikeouts against Pittsburgh. When we're looking at the Mets, they strike out a lot against lefties. They've been a little bit better over the last little while, but their K rate is pretty ridiculous. Jake Mizorowski is going to light them up. I would imagine he probably gets 7 or 8 Ks today, but over 4.5 is an absolute gift at minus 134 on Bet365. That's going to be our JuiceBox Lock of the day. We'll repeat it at the end as well. Alrighty, continuing on, we have 7:15 p.m. Eastern Time, the Angels and the Braves. Truist Park, Atlanta, Georgia. It's Kikuchi and Fuentes. We'll go through these ones relatively quickly because I am sensitive of the fact that the games are starting soon for y'all, or at least within a couple hours. I want to give time for the pod to marinate here a little bit. This one here is going to be the Angels, believe it or not. Didier Fuentes has not looked great. He's 0-2. He's only gone 8 innings, but in those 8 innings, he's given up 14 hits, 3 home runs. He's got an ERA of 10. I like the Angels to get the job done here. The Angels won yesterday in Atlanta by a score of 4-0. I think they continue their winning ways here today. They're 22-22 on the road. Not too bad. They have a better record overall than the Braves. I think they take care of business here today and probably bomb Fuentes. Next one up is going to be the Guardians and the Cubs, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, Wrigley Field, Chicago, Illinois. We got Tanner Bibby and Shota Imanaga. This one's going to be the Cubs for me all day. Cubs minus 165. I also love the Cubs first 5 here, about minus 175. I like both of these lines. I think the Cubs take care of business again today. They won last night by a score of 5-2 over Cleveland. I think they pick up another one here today. Really juicy. Love that line. Next one up, 5th last game of the night, is going to be the Orioles and the Rangers, 8:05 p.m. Eastern Time, Globe Life Field, Arlington, Texas. We got Tomoyoki Sugano getting the start for the Orioles and Nathan Eovaldi getting the start for the Rangers. This one's going to be an obvious Rangers for me. When we're looking at Eovaldi's 4-3, but his ERA is only 1.87, and he's got a .87 whip. Eovaldi has been great anywhere. At home, his ERA is only 2.51. On the road, his ERA is only 1.44. Batters are only hitting 217 off him at home. When we're looking at Tomoyoki Sugano, he's been a little bit less than exceptional. Looking at his splits, he's been better away than he has been at home, but he's been getting hit hard pretty much everywhere. I really like the Rangers in this one, or at least the Rangers first 5. You got to give Eovaldi the nod as being the better pitcher this year between these two. I think he takes care of business over the first 5 innings. Next one up is going to be the Astros and the Rockies, 8:40 p.m. Eastern Time at Coors Field in Denver, Colorado. The poor Rockies have to face Hunter Brown today. He's 8-3 with a 1.74 ERA and a .89 WHIP, and one of the best pitchers in the MLB this season. Austin Gomber gets a start for the Rockies. He's 0-1 with a 6.14 ERA and a 1.43 WHIP. He's given up 3 home runs already in 14 innings pitched. There's going to be the Astros. Astros first 5, Astros whatever you want. They're minus 265 on the money line. The run line is a gross minus 2.5. I do like the regular minus 1.5 run line. It's probably going to be around like minus 170, but I think that's a good parlay piece. Houston over the first 5, minus half a run, whatever you want to do. I think they take care of business there, get a big win in Colorado behind Hunter Brown. Next one up is going to be the third last game of the night. The Royals and the Mariners, 9:40 p.m. Eastern Time. We're into the West Coast games now. T-Mobile Park, Seattle, Washington. For the Royals, we got Noah Cameron getting the nod. He's 2-4 with a 2.79 ERA and a 1.01 WHIP. Logan Gilbert gets a start for the Mariners. He's 2-2 with a 3.55 ERA and a sub-1 WHIP at .92. I want to lean Mariners in this one. KC got the win yesterday, 6-3. Mariners won the game the night prior by a score of 6-2. I think the Mariners take control of the series here tonight, second last game of the series. I think they get the dub here, minus 185 on the money line. I feel good about that one. That one might make MLB best bets. I do like that line quite significantly. Next one up, second last game of the night, the Giants and the Diamondbacks, Chase Field, Phoenix, Arizona. The Giants are going to be starting Landon Roop. He's 6-5 with a 3.43 ERA and a 1.44 WHIP. Merrill Kelly gets a start for the D-backs, 7-4 with a 3.49 ERA and a 1.07 WHIP. The D-backs won the first 2 games of the series by a score of 4-2 and 8-2. I do want to lean D-backs again here. I like the Giants, but they've been questionable on the road. Both of these teams, are very comparable in terms of record. Only a couple of games separate them. So I'm leaning D-backs to continue their little reign of terror against the Giants here today, minus 135 on the money line. I think it'll probably be a lower scoring game if you want to take the under 8.5 runs, minus 110, but I think our best bet's going to be D-backs on the money line, minus 135. That's going to bring us to our last game of the night, White Sox and the Dodgers. Poor White Sox. 10:10 p.m. Eastern Time, Dodger Stadium. White Sox are starting Brandon Eisert, 2-1 with a 4.33 ERA and a 1.33 WHIP. And the Dodgers have Clayton Kershaw on the bump, left-handed pitcher, 4-0 with a 3.03 ERA and a 1.19 WHIP. The Dodgers obviously win this game. They're 325 on the money line, which is gross. They probably cover the minus 1.5 run line. I don't know if they cover the minus 2.5 run line at minus 105, which is the even money. But I do think they cover the minus 1.5 probably here. I do like them on that. Dodgers money line obviously a super safe parlay piece there. But we're going to go Dodgers minus 1.5 at around minus 160 for the last game of the night. We'll circle back up briefly to our JuiceBox Lock of the Day. JuiceBox Lock of the Day is going to be found in the 7:10 p.m. Eastern game, the second game of the doubleheader for the Brewers and the Mets game. We're going to be going with Jake Mizorowski over 4.5 strikeouts. You can find this line at minus 134 right now on Bet365. I would imagine it's probably going to be up to over under 5.5 strikeouts in no time, or at least by game time this afternoon. And this line's probably going to slide significantly. So if you can grab over 4.5, definitely do so. The over 5.5, I think he clears that as well if it ends up going up there. Instead of waiting until the afternoon to grab over 5.5, if you're thinking about doing that, just do it now while the odds are still good, because you can get over 5.5 at plus money, like plus 120 right now on Bet365. So I think that's really good value. But yeah, Jake Mizorowski over 4.5 strikeouts, minus 134 currently on Bet365. Going to be our JuiceBox Lock of the Day. All right, y'all, I will cut this off here. We won't do any sort of an outro. I want to, like I said, get this out for everybody, let it digest a little bit, and let y'all get your picks in for the games here. So Jake Mizorowski over 4.5 strikeouts, JuiceBox Lock of the Day. Tons of other heat in this pod as well. A lot of good money line, run line, first 5 options here. So hope to bring y'all some cash, and thank y'all for listening. Take care. See you tomorrow. Peace.